there, Regina Andler here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. This week, we are talking about keeping it human. What do we mean by that? Well, in this world, especially in this day and age of AI, everybody's getting confused. What is real and what is not real? I'm totally dating myself here, but is it live or is it Memorex? Old cassette commercial, Memorex cassettes. Is it live or is it Memorex? Because here's the thing. People want you. They want the live you. They're doing business with you, not with the AI version of you, not with a fake you. And right now, with everybody or a lot of people creating all of this AI content, what they're doing is they're kind of going over the deep end with the AI content, and it's very AI-ish, meaning not only does it sound kind of AI-ish, but it's all starting to sound the same. So every coach, every consultant, every person who does exactly what you do, they're all sounding the same. If it's apples, 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 and apples, you're not going to stand out from the crowd. You want to be the orange, stand out from the crowd, right? So apples and oranges. So we're going to talk about how to keep your content human. This is whether or not you're using AI or not, because even people who are not using AI are sounding like everybody else. Why? Because we have this idea that when we create content, when we show up out in the world here on Facebook, on lives, on webinars, on whatever it is, we have to have some kind of polished, different persona. We're not showing up as our authentic selves. We're showing up as who we think they want us to look like, even when we're writing content. So we'll write some content out. And I was guilty of this for a long time years ago. I would write my content. This was before AI. So I would write it all out. And then I would go through and edit it. And I was like, okay, that doesn't sound professional enough. I need to take this out. It sounded more like I talk, and it's not sounding like me. It's, or it's sounding too like me, and I want it to sound professional. So I'm going to rewrite this a little bit. Well, here's the thing. It didn't sound like me anymore. By the time I posted it, it sounded like some clean-cut professional thing that didn't come from me at all. It didn't have my little quirks. It didn't have my humor. It didn't have any of my persona inside of that content. So that's what we're talking about. So whether you're creating content on your own or using AI, especially if you're using AI, you want to pay attention here. Now, here's the thing. If you aren't sure, go check your posts, go check your content. Are you getting engagement? And then go check, maybe you have a personal Facebook page. Go look on your Facebook page and see what content of yours is getting the most engagement. Is it that post where you talked about your dog running around in the snow in the blizzard that we had up here in the Northeast last weekend or this past weekend? Is that what's getting the most engagement? It's not necessarily the dog, it's how you're saying it, right? You're being real, you're being yourself, you're being human. That's what we want to keep in. That's what people pay attention to. That's what people want. They want that human side. So before you write anything, here's a tip. Grab your phone and record yourself a voice memo. Just go in and just, record a memo to yourself and say whatever it is that you want to post in your content, but speak it out loud to yourself. You could do this on your computer too. You can open up a Word document, a Google Doc, and then open up your microphone on your computer. If you have a PC, it's the Microsoft key and the H key will open up your microphone on the system. And I think it's scroll on the Mac. I can't remember the Mac one. But you can open up the system microphone and say what you want to relay to the world in your content. Now, here's the thing. We talk completely different from the way we type. And yes, we don't want all of our extra words in, and we do say a lot of extra words. However, it's us being us. And I want you to be you. So go record yourself saying whatever it is that you want to say, whatever you want to say in your post, whatever you want to say in your blog, whatever you want to say, in your short live, whatever it is that you're looking to do, record it live as a voice memo, and then take that and write from that. Now, if you want, you can take that and put that into AI and say, hey, this is me. This is my voice. Make sure you tell AI, this is me speaking directly in my voice. I don't want to remove my voice from this message. I just want to clean it up a bit so that I can post it out on social media. And it will clean up your extra buts, your ums, your ahs, that kind of thing. It'll pull out the stuff that can be pulled out without losing the essence of you. And now, once you get done rewriting it manually, taking that and fixing that up manually, or using AI to help you clean it up maybe faster, depending on how fast you write content, it might be 6 to 1, half dozen the other. You might be able to do it just as fast as AI can, if it's a short post or something like that. Next thing is to read it out loud before you hit post, before you hit send. If it's an email, before you hit send or anything like that. Why? Because if you read it out loud, that's how you catch the content that doesn't sound like you. Because when you read it out loud, you're going to know right away. You're going to feel it. You're going to be like, you know what? That doesn't sound like me at all. Would I actually say that line? If you're using AI will throw a lot of little lines in that you're like, I never use that word. Whenever I write copy with AI, even though I tell it over and over again, I do not use the word heavy. I don't say, hey, if this is feeling kind of heavy this week, and a lot of people do in their natural voice, it's just not something that I say. Whenever I read that word and I say that out loud, I'm like, that is so not me. So I'll change it and say, if this week's content has been feeling hard, not has this week's content been feeling heavy, because that doesn't sound right to me at all. It doesn't feel good when I say it. So when you read it out loud, you'll know if it's in your voice. You'll feel it. So check it out and then say, would I say this out loud to someone? If you'd say that out loud to someone, then you're on the right track. And if that sounds like you, that's great. Now, the next thing is catch your real catchphrases, meaning we all have those words and phrases that we use all the time. Whether you say special sauce, this is a special sauce, it's heavy, or it's hard, or whatever it is. The truth is, AI uses the truth is all the time. Long before AI, I was using that all the time. I don't take that out if AI puts it in, because I've been saying that all along since way back when. So you have words and catchphrases that you use all of the time. So think about those. Are you adding them in? Those phrases are your gold in your content because they're known to you. People know that these are your phrases that you say all the time. When I tell people to find their inner unicorn, it's something that I say all the time because that's what I do, right? So if you get a chance today, think about, or actually just pay more attention to what you're doing today and catch yourself with your catchphrases and see if you can write at least 3 of your catchphrases down. And then remember to use them in your content. If you're polishing up your content, you're creating it and then you're polishing it up, throw one of your catchphrases in there. Make it yours. Make it human. The other thing to help you make your content more human is to share real opinions. Now, some people are like, well, then people aren't going to like me and I'm going to get negative comments and, it could go either way. I'm not sure if people like it or not. Stop playing it safe. If you have an opinion about something, post your opinion about what it is. Pick something that you genuinely believe in, something maybe about your industry, that maybe it's a pet peeve of yours in your industry, and post about it. And start a conversation in your post. Real opinions create real connection, and that's what you're looking for. It creates the real conversation. So think about one of those things in your industry that maybe it's a coach thing that every other coach that you talk to seems to agree with this, but there's just something about it that you don't agree with. Call it out. That's you being human. If you're playing it safe all the time, that's not very human. So use one of those in one of your posts and see if you get more engagement there. Now, the next thing is to use your real client stories. So if you don't have any clients yet, then maybe you've worked with somebody on the side. Maybe you've had somebody try out something that you have. Maybe they're not paying clients, but maybe somebody has gone through something that you're now teaching and you've worked with them. Ask those people, is it okay? I'm going to share your story and how you went from here to here based on working together with me. So there's nothing that sounds more human than the story of how you actually created a transformation for somebody else. So when you think about it, your case studies, your testimonials, all of that is all you. Nobody else can copy that because they're your stories, your personal stories as well. All of that is you. That is your human. Do not lose sight of that. If you create content in AI and you're like, well, it sounds good, but it still sounds kind of generic, well, take it and wrap one of your client stories, one of your stories, wrap something of yours that's real inside of it to make it human. So make sure you have permission if you're using other people's information. And it doesn't have to be a big win. It might just be, hey, you helped a client all of a sudden have an aha moment when you introduced a new tool to them or something else. Because that's what you do. You help people in their transformations. Maybe you're a nutrition coach and you gave a new food idea to somebody that they said, "Oh, I never thought about eating that or eating that combination of foods together. Wow, that's a great idea." That becomes a case study. You could put that in there and that's real, that's human. So these are kind of like 5 quick ways. So it's first off, record yourself. Record yourself first, then read it out loud. That's number 2. Use those catchphrases, share that real opinion, and then use your real client stories, your case studies, use your testimonials. That's all the human side of things. AI cannot replicate that. That is you, all day. So there's 5 quick ways to make your content sound more human, more like you. So today, pick just one of those and try it. And, if you try it out, drop a comment in underneath here and let me know how you made out. Did you get more engagement? Were more people going, "Ah, that sounds just like you"? So check it out and see the difference it makes when you add you, the human you, that inner unicorn. When you add that into your content, it makes all the difference. That's what I've got for you this week. We'll see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.